Hello, hello. Welcome back to stream. Welcome back. It's Rogue Trader time. It's Rogue Trader time to be the the, the Lord Captain. That's the name. Hello, welcome to stream. Hope we're all having a lovely day. I've been having a yawny day and a very hungry day. And by that, I don't know what I mean. The hell? When did I did I lose? Alright. Fine. Fine. I think the first thing I want to do is want to check these again. Blocks. Blocks that. One of the projects has been completed. Blocks Cineverse. Okay. Ducks. Yeah. Oh yeah, I'm stuck here. Okay, this one wants armored rage. Blocks. Wait, no, that blocks those projects. Okay. Armored rage is blocked. Unless it's done. It's the... What the fuck? I know. But I've done it. Haven't I? Oh, wait. Armored Rage blocks that. Well... Wow! Wowie! Where's the completion of... Kakavagama needs more efficiency, but I can't get any more efficiency. Grumble. Monster servants and sin offense. Starblight. Profit factor goes up. Ooh, that's pretty good. Efficiency goes up. Explorables goes up. God, there's so many issues. So many things. No, wait. The bridge. I think the first thing I want to do is do all the talkies with Solomon. Because I think I need to do that. And plus I've talked with everybody else, I may as well go and find Solomon to go talk to anyway. Let's go. Time to start off with the very limited voice acting that's in the game. Okay, next question. Where the Solomon's down here? Is that it? There you go, Solomon and Glido.
Greetings, Rogue Trader. I would like to report that Glato and I have finished our initial inspection of the upper decks. The list of infractions ended up being 5 pages shorter than expected. I'm beginning to worry that a servant of the Lex might have little to occupy himself with aboard your ship.
Oh. The police officer hasn't found anything illegal. Am I imagining it, or do you seem relaxed?
I doubt such a word could ever be accurately used to describe an arbitrator, but there is some truth to your observation. Since we're not in combat, I permit myself to stand at ease, which is to say, I'm standing by on full alert.
Make the hand signal for understood. Maybe like just signaling his assent. Damn. Ooh. Hello, Glido. The Cybermastiff pricks up his ears, examining you with an intelligent look that seems anything but bestial. You are a fine and loyal companion, aren't you, Glyto?
I must remind you that Glato is a living weapon. If you like the number of fingers you have, do not touch the dog.
Okay. I suppose my fingers do have some sort of sentimental value.
Wise choice.
Mm. Ooh, does Glyto have a favorite type of training or some other pastime?
Sometimes I let him play with heretics' corpses. That was a joke. If you're asking about
It was a good joke.
entertainment, that concept does not really apply to an RBT's dog. But I like to imagine that Glato is enthusiastic about training with me, that he enjoys running long distances at my side, and during target practice, he always seems eager to hear me give the attack order.
Ah, that's nice. That can't be all of it, can it?
Fine. Let me satisfy your curiosity.
Oh.
I do have a special exercise that helps to sharpen Glato's hunting instincts. I take a few ammo casings and hide them in hard-to-reach places. One time, after a raid on a manufactorum, I gave him a whole abandoned workshop to run around in.
That's pretty
I
fun.
also played a trick on him by throwing one casing onto a ceiling beam. Then it was Glato's turn to play tricks. He waited under the beam until I walked up to him. Then he jumped onto my shoulders and climbed to the top. He cut my temple open with his claw and almost broke my clavicle, but he got the casing.
Damn, that's pretty good. I think even Glato could do with your own training ground. I will order a space be prepared in one of the compartments and have it outfitted with everything you need.
The equipment needs to be sturdy. Glato is unstoppable when he's not holding back. Thank you.
You're well. I like Solomon. He's pretty chill. Ooh, serve your duty. Serve with duty and honor, Glato. Pretty good. It must feel strange to be without your unit.
I've never been a part of a rogue trader's escort before. That said, I adapt to change more quickly than you might think. And as long as Glato is with me, I can handle any transition.
As long as my pup is with me, I can do anything. Oh, how sweet. Tell me about the diabetes.
We are servants of the God Emperor's law, made manifest in the Lex Imperialis. The Adeptus Arbates uphold order on the scale of the Imperium and bring merciless punishment to offenders.
What types of crimes do you usually handle?
The most significant ones. Beyond the Expanse, the Arbates not only enforce tithe collection, but also ensure that every planet obeys his law and that the Imperium's authority remains unchallenged. Corrupt governors, crime syndicates, rebels. Not a minute goes by without some parasite trying to take a bite out of the Imperium. We destroy any who dare trespass against the law.
That's pretty good. Pretty good. So if you see someone trying to murder an innocent man whose life is irrelevant to maintaining order in the Imperium, you simply walk on by?
Unless said man's innocence has been previously established, such as during an investigation. In any other scenario, murder is just a common disturbance.
Oh god.
My intervention is only required in the case of an attack on an administratum functionary or some other important figure. Then I must take measures. However, if I have an assignment to carry out, I will ignore any distracting factors. The duties of the Arbates are above everyday crime. We collect the tithe that feeds the military might of the Imperium and sustains its authority over many worlds. To be bogged down in trivialities is to commit a criminal waste of time and resources that have been granted to us to serve the absolute of the law.
Ooh, what about witches and arch-enemy cults?
Those are indeed the greatest threat to the Imperium, and I never leave a heretic I meet without a bullet lodged inside him. But such matters are primarily handled by other forces, which are influential enough so as not to be mentioned out loud without a reason.
Heinrichs. Oh god, that just seems rude. Oh, Rykar Minoris did full on your watch.
Your suggestion that I could have prevented the disappearance of a star sounds almost flattering. And yet, I never dodge responsibility. Let the Emperor, in the hour of his final judgment, determine the measure of my guilt in what happened.
Yeah. That really bums me out, man. Wish to ask you something else. Just how far do the powers of the Arbites
As you saw
extend?
for yourself on Rykad Minoris, quite far.
Ooh.
The Arbites passed the sentence and carry it out summarily. Only the highest echelons of Terra and servants of the Inquisition and rogue traders here in the Expanse can expect the privilege of a trial. Planetary governors, nobility, clergy, to an arbitrator, they are all equal before the law.
Ooh. That's pretty fun. Ooh. Let us talk about the Lex Imperialis. I'm curious to know how you interpret its essence.
Testing me, are you? That
Yes.
is fine by me. The Lex Imperialis is both the code of law and the word of the God Emperor himself. For millennia, his decrees have been amassed and preserved on Holy Terra, in the Hall of Judgment, alongside the High Lord's orders. It is at once a titanic collection of edicts and a holy text.
But every world still has its own laws.
It does.
Okay.
Your capital world operates under the Lex Dargonus, formed over many generations of the Von Valancius line. However, the Lex Imperialis is the final word in every debate. It stands above any legal directives a planet may have, for it comes from the Emperor himself.
Yeah. It sounds as if it is impossible to know the Lex Imperialis in its entirety.
It would take longer than a lifetime to read through even a fraction of his law. But there are fundamental, integral prescripts that every arbitrator knows verbatim. These are the Injuncta Cardinal, inscribed on the walls of the Arbites precinct fortresses and etched into our ammo casings. We quote them as the indisputable truth and recite them like psalms as we charge into battle.
So the ones that are like the most fundamental rules out of all, like, do not have like 50 different like little sidebars with them. It's like, oh, this, but if this happens you can do this, but oh, but also if this happens that does this and this counts this. But yeah, this is reverence in your words that feels almost religious.
As it should. The codes of the Lex Imperialis are my prayer, and I believe that every arbitrator's service is sacred, for it brings this imperfect reality closer to that inscribed in the Book of Judgment, closer to the God Emperor's will.
Great religious police. That's yep. Let's talk about something else.
I'm listening.
What is the mission of the Adeptus Arbites in the Coronis Expanse?
To collect and guard the tithe. That does not mean we ignore other violations of the Lex Imperialis. We simply act within the scope of our limited resources, the first of which being our small numbers. Here in the Expanse, many believe themselves to be too far from the civilized parts of the Imperium to have need of the law. The presence of the Adeptus Arbites helps to remind those people that the Lex Imperialis is in effect wherever there is at least one human being.
Damn. That's crazy. That will do. I wish to know more about you.
You prefer to have a better understanding of the people you travel with. That makes sense. Ask.
I don't think he likes this. Ooh, where are you from?
Port Wander in Calixis. The gateway to the Expanse.
That's pretty good.
Station, always covered in ships and bursting at the seams from all the dealers, pilgrims, mercenaries, and criminals. Compared to Port Wander, Footfall is just a lifeless rock in the void.
Damn. Where in the Coronis Expanse were you living prior to coming aboard my ship?
On Dargonus. Lady Theodora gave the top level of one of the spires over to the Arbites. A noble house used to occupy it, before it decided to stick its hand into the dynasty's coffers. By offering us such prominent lodgings, your predecessor both reinforced her ties to the Arbites and made an unambiguous gesture toward the nobility.
What the
She was
fuck?
a shrewd woman and unforgiving.
What the shit? Why would you bite the hand that feeds you? What the hell? How did you find Dargonus?
I must admit, I was pleasantly surprised. I'd expected something far less civilized, given that the Coronis Expanse is on the outskirts of the Imperium. Instead, Dargonus may even compare to some Calixian worlds in status and stability.
How did you become an arbitrator?
How? The short answer is the Schola Progenium. But I doubt you'd be satisfied with that. My father was an arbitrator, a good one, or else they wouldn't have found him in an alley filled with bullet holes.
What?
Someone who served with my father told me he was shot with 10 different weapons, and that he took at least 4 of the bastards down with him.
Holy shit, what a fucking champion. What the hell? Bro's like trying to take the fucking with the Batman origin story. What the hell is Solomon's Bruce Wayne? What the hell?
I was sent to the Schola Progenium right after that, and the mentors there forged me into an arbitrator. I was an eager student, thanks to the example of unyielding duty and dignity my father set for me. The only thing I didn't need to borrow from him was hate. He didn't instill that.
Damn.
It was always with me.
What?
I never doubted that criminal vermin deserve only execution.
Me?
But it was my father's death that truly crystallized my hatred, made it complete.
Ooh. Ooh. This might be a choose your own answer. Were you able to avenge your father? Ooh. Let's ask that one.
I didn't
Oh.
want to. There was a time when I wasn't sure what to think of my father's death. Or rather, I tried not to think at all. I didn't look into the case, or for any
Make
other
up
reason
depresso
to go back to
espresso.
Port Wanda. Arbitrators are never assigned to their homeworlds anyway. But when I was leaving Calixis, our ship spent several days docked at the station, and so I permitted myself to go to the spot where my father was killed.
I gave
Stood there for
myself
a while,
permission.
and nothing. I knew that another arbitrator would have already seen the investigation through. I had nothing left to do there.
Ain't that something? Hatred does not come from nowhere. It must have been from your father's influence.
It's possible. He didn't speak much. Sometimes we went days without saying a word to each other. The only time he was talkative was when he was going through his cases at night. He would inform me in terse and simple words who had sold out and why, what depravities the heretics from the lower hive levels had committed, what base motives the workers had had for hanging their foremen. All I did was listen, watch, and think. That was enough.
Damn. You haven't said a word about your mother. Who was she?
From what my father told me, she was a principled woman of poor health. She died in childbirth. Not having known her might be the sole regret of my life.
That's very unfortunate. My condolences. Did you just make up that sorry tale, or did it actually have... I'm not asking that. It seems you were born to become an arbitrator.
Born? I don't believe in predetermination, but I know that every man's destiny is to serve the Imperium. In my case, the Imperium deemed me worthy of an Arbiti's rank, a heavy shotgun, and Glato. Not sure what else there is to wish for.
Oh, yes. I was born to be... I was told I was allowed a powerful rank, a fucking weapon, and a murderous psychopathic dog who's also the best boy. What can you do? Ooh. What brought you specifically to the Coronis Expanse?
Ask the Marshal. I got my assignment, and that is all I know. I assume it's due to my experience.
Alright.
Collecting tithes from worlds bordering on savagery, and where people haven't seen a living arbitrator in 3 generations, is a task best left to a veteran.
Yeah, that does make sense. A transfer here sounds more like...
This isn't banishment. Otherwise, the same would apply to the Marshal and all other arbitrators in the Coronis Expanse. We are here because the Imperium needs its tithe, and that's all there is to it.
What kinds of assignments did you handle before you were appointed to overseeing tithe cases?
I suppose I have what you would call a proven and diverse track record.
Oh.
Investigations, rebel suppressions, punitive raids, dozens of
Mm,
completed operations.
damn. Pretty cool. Have you been on any especially dangerous cases? I would like to hear about your accomplishments.
There was this one time. I was part of a raid on a gang of mutants. I excelled in battle, received an award, and was promoted to Proctor. That is all.
No. Ooh. Are you not? You're not getting off that easy. I need details.
Very well. Have you ever been eaten alive?
What?
I have.
Huh? Okay. Whoa.
That raid I mentioned was compromised. The enemy had been tipped off to our operation, and we had walked into a trap. Some mutants decided to chew my arm off. That was a mistake. Since I couldn't free myself, I pushed my hand down his throat, grabbed something inside, and used him as a shield. But the thing was gnawing on my bones and spraying me with ichor and my own blood. I opened fire on the rest of the scum. That little maneuver bought my unit a few critical seconds.
Holy shit. I am fortunate to be fighting on the same side as you.
Fortune has little to do with it. You have formed an alliance with the Arbates, just as your predecessor did. My presence here is only the expected result of your decisions.
Take a heart and smile. Be honest. Do you think there is a chance for something to? I'm already taken. Let's talk about something
I'm
else.
listening.
About your cybermaster.
You hear that, Glato? The rogue trader himself is asking about you.
Ah, yeah. Why did you call him
His
Glato?
serial number is GL80.
Ah,
Glato
that's-
is easier to say in Gothic. Many give their cybermastiffs striking names like Slayer or Thunder. I'm fine with Glato.
Because everyone knows the dog called Princess is the fucking most terrifying creature you've ever met in your entire life. What can your dog do?
He mostly provides combat support. He is trained in both lethal and non-lethal ways of disabling a target, with the ability to analyze a situation and then decide on a course of action. Glato is a good tracker too, and he can spot basic evidence.
Ooh.
He also knows over 100 commands. In general, he is more resourceful and diligent than most people I've met.
Holy shit. What about his augmetics?
Glato, ready! The frame is mostly metal, with armored plates covering the vital segments. The jaw is reinforced. Crunching a leg off is like tearing a hair out for him.
He turns to Glato's head to give you a better view of the thing. It's very, very sharp, very, very ouch.
I don't even know a tenth of all the things Glato is fitted with, but it's an impressive list to be sure. Take the sensors in his nose for one. A cybermastiff is like an odor analysis laboratory. All right, that's that. Glato, attention.
I feel like I heard like a dog that would be called Princess. Unless that was Glato himself. What commands does he know?
They range from kill and guard and the like to more complex guard and patrol protocols.
Ooh.
A protocol is a combination of behavioral patterns, which the cybermastiff follows according to the present situation. In other words, I don't have to control Glato all the time. He can adjust and react to the circumstances on his own.
Ah, so he's what you would have classically referred to as the best boy. That will do.
As you wish.
I'm not gonna command Glato. Do you think I'm a psychopath? Is Glato fully self-derized, or is it still part of a living dog?
Generally, cybermastiffs have all aspects of their animal nature removed.
Oh.
But Glato is a special case. His submodel takes a dog's loyalty and instincts as a hunter and guard, and renders them absolute. He is neither a dog nor a servitor. He is something much more. A cybermastiff. A living weapon in service of the law.
He is still the best boy. Ooh, you cannot shake the feeling that your question has offended someone somehow. There is a certain vehemence in the way he describes Galato's outstanding qualities. I thought you were talking about him as if he was a tool. Do you feel attached to your dog at all?
Glato is not a pet. He is an instrument of justice, as am I.
Ooh. Ooh. Okay. And you would be willing to sacrifice your mission? Did I miss here, or do you consider yourself to be? Proctor evidence suggests that you are not quite so indifferent to Glato as you. Duty comes before attachments to you. Ooh. Did I mishear you?
Him or any other weapon that lies in the hands of the law. Only my service to the Lex Imperialis determines the level on which I stand.
And you would be willing to sacrifice
I haven't
something?
had to so far. I do not spend time contemplating such things. It is a fruitless pastime at best.
I will never believe that Glato is just an instrument to you.
What you want to see in me is a flaw, a weakness that would make me a simpler man, easier to understand. But trust me, you don't need a man like that in your escort, nor does the Imperium have use for such servants.
I was sure would I like to fuck dogs. He only listens to you then?
Correct. Both his training and his augmetics ensure that Glato only accepts orders from me or from my superior officers. Apart from having the obvious benefits, it also serves to prevent disarray on missions involving multiple cybermastiff handlers.
I see. Oh, I have no further need of you. Leave my ship. I have other business to attend to.
You know where to find me, Rogue Trader.
Oh shit. Rogue Trader. There we go, finished it. Oh, what a cool guy. I need a...
Greetings.
No, I haven't. You don't have anything to say, sadly. Okay. I'm very compelled with Argenta's quest line. Problem is, where? I guess it's finally time to head to the Von Valancia's palace. I don't want Jay. Solomon. I know I'm gonna need Solomon. Ah, God, what? I don't like doing this, but I will have to accept that. Von Valancia's palace. I'm gonna get a picture for the thumbnail. Wow, I have a whole palace dedicated to me? Just for me? Wow. Ooh, let's just... I might get a few pictures during the cutscene. Yo, what's up? It's me. Greetings, Ocean. The Rogue Trader. Who the fuck are you two? Oh, live the Rogue Trader. The Rogue Trader. I might be a little bit behind. Yo, it's him. I have no idea who that guy is, but it's him. I like kind of just, it's a me plus my security detail. Oh. Clemencia Vernison. Oh. Ooh, what voice? Wait. Verser. Wait a minute. Isn't that's Avalon's last name? Right. So let's go with a little bit like this. The Emperor protects. Welcome home, your lordship. The stately woman in a long full dress uniform makes a graceful curtsy. Her short graying hair does not obscure her stern features. I am Clementia Vernison, Court Chancellor of the Von Valancius dynasty. On behalf of all Dargonus, please accept my deepest condolences on the untimely passing of Theodora von Valancius. Her departure is a terrible blow to us all, but as one star expires, another always flares to life. And although still overcome with bitterness and grief, your subjects hope that you will become the Trade dynasty's guiding light in these trying times. Clementia. Abelard offers a reserved nod. She nods in return, and then lines on his brow soften ever so slightly. Ooh. The young man quickly brings a respirator to his burnt face and bows his head courteously. His raven black hair veils his burns and skull implants, and his thin metal fingers creak quietly as he offers a welcoming gesture. Achilles Scalander, Secretary of the Administratum Department. I hope your journey to Dargonus was not darkened by unwanted troubles. It was... Ooh. The Protectorate on the journey. The Emperor Ooh. He has him. But those are irrelevant at this moment. Quite right, your lordship. What happened cannot be changed, but you still have a great deeds ahead of you. So let us look to the future with hopes in our hearts. Does your lordship wish to survey the grounds, or perhaps we could sate your curiosity by answering any questions you might have? Governor Urban Drivestem, that's a name, has been notified of your arrival on Dargonus and will visit the palace shortly. The preparations for the official visits are well in hand, but your lordship still has plenty of time before the meeting. Hold on a moment, Clementia. What did you say your last name was? Yeah, no, it's polite. You heard correctly, your lordship. I am of House Viserion, Lord Abelard's granddaughter and direct descendant. Oh, she's that level of related. The succession of service is effective good. It grants new generations understanding of their function within the mechanism. Thank you, Pascal. Chancellor Vernison has held the position of the Von Valancius court for many years. She earned Lord Captain Theodora's respect through acts of great perseverance. There was no room for doubt. Blood had nothing to do with it. The Emperor blesses those who strengthen humanity's domain through their deeds. You have reason to be proud of your progeny. Abelard looks at you in surprise, but then immediately puts on an air of indifference. Thank you, Lord Captain. Why isn't the governor here with you to greet me? Apologies, your lordship. Governor Drivestim's residence is on the other side of the world, by the Administratum Palace of Dargonus. We sent word as soon as you entered the system, but it takes time to travel the great distances of your domain. Ooh, Chancellor Vernison. Viserion. I'm going to say Viserion. Appears unruffled, but you cannot shake the thought that the governor's lateness is a subtle political gesture designed to test the limits of what is acceptable when it comes to interacting with the new rogue trader. I would like to rest before the meeting. Where are my chambers? They are very close, just down the hall. That is also where the study and the audience chambers are. Achilles' face brightens with pearly white smile, restoring some of his former good looks. Lady Theodora's study has remained locked since her last departure, but on account of your arrival, we've arranged for it to be tidied up. It is ready whenever you may need it. You are dismissed. I apologize for my bluntness, but I have a request to make, perhaps before the meeting takes place. The illustrious Lord Captain could spare a few minutes for a conversation with me. Achilles bows his head. I am certain that you will find my report on the state of affairs in the Von Valancius Protectorate most useful. I will consider it. Oh, everybody's here. Hey. Wait, I'm going the wrong way. Turn around. Aristocrat. The walls of the home suffocate me, Alan Dark. I long to leave this twisted world at first opportunity. A living fruit-bearing tree in the heart of the high world is a fantastical sight. They probably use a lot more water to tend to the tree than the average Dargonus citizen can hope to receive in their daily rations. Head of Janus's delegation. Oh no. Ooh, loot. Get better. Make your people leave Domin. The idle questions are getting in the way of my watch. Let's have a conversation with everyone, why not? Janus delegation salutes you, Lord Captain. I'll go in a second. God, I don't really want to go and read you, but I kind of need to see what conversational topics you have. Hey, such illustrious society. Well, healed nobles. Indeed, it would be worth visiting Dargonus even without getting to know your setting. This world offers huge scope for doing business. Kiavagappa messenger. Wow, a lot of Kiavagappa people. Oh, my tech use is unbelievably strong. That and I probably own the key. The trophies were packed as cargo. Mundus Valancius. To the voyage. Von Valancius Palace. Where? Go up here, go through here. No. Okay. I must traverse. I must see everything. I mean, we gotta look around. This is our place, anyway. Oh, it's the church. Here's Argenta. In the name of the Golden Throne, we live and die so that we may protect his light from the obliterating darkness. Huh. Okay. Let's just do a little walk around. A little walk around won't hurt nobody. Ooh. The plaque lists the names of each rogue trader that have led the Von Valancius dynasty, dating back to the day the capital world was founded. Wow. Okay. Oh, what the hell? You cannot equip more than one familiar. Oh my god. I can't equip more than one. But what if I want more than one familiar? What if I want it? Oh well. Nope, wrong side. Time to head in. Trying to see what this place is all about. In we go. What's inside? Argenta, please come inside. You're the one person who I can pretty much accept to go literally anywhere. I wouldn't mind. You're just a cool person. Hmm. Check the map. Effective immediate. Oh my god. Jay is already in here. Oh. Welcome, your lordship. Let me inform you of the location of the chambers on your dynastic estate. Okay. The main throne room is up the stairs and straight ahead. The subject informed me that we humbly awaits the opportunity to meet with you there. Okay. He waits for me. If your lordship wishes to rest after your long journey, then your personal chambers are up to the stairs to the right. Okay. What the fuck? Alright, yeah. If you need anything, whatever your soul desires, I'll be right next to the chambers, eagerly awaiting your orders. Alright. Yes. Yes, give it. Yeah. Let's see. Oh. Oh. Okay, oh, this is my bedroom. Well, I think it's my bedroom.
This is intriguing.
Oh. Special boots, breeze catcher boots. Whenever the wearer moves through a cell occupied by an enemy, the wearer gains plus 15% and dodge against the enemy's attacks until the next. Alright. Tank. Ooh, the leather covers bear the names of the authors, mostly philosophers and theologians from Dargonus. The spines of the books are trimmed with gold. Anything? Oh, there's so much loot in here. Ooh, what? Electrified shotment. What the hell? The cogitator is producing rhythmic sounds among which a faint ringing stands out. The antique piece of furniture is obviously well cared for, but its surface is still covered with lots of scuffs, scratches, and stains, traces of the previous rogue trader who sat at this table. Yo, let me in. Ooh, just a fucking multi-melter, holy shit. Well, the hell's in here? Oh, this is my room. I feel like I'm discovering too many rooms too quickly. The bed for the head of the rogue trader dynasty is befitting the status of his owner. I'm finding so much shit. Ooh. Got an Eldari thing over here. The shelves of the library are laden with dusty tomes. Your eyes linger on the works of several administrative adepts and the memories of some unfamiliar explorer of distant death worlds. Ooh. Like that. Xenos box, yes. Ooh. A mysterious item undoubtedly created by inhuman hands. I can't quite see what that is, but I'm sure it's interesting. Mm. Oh, what's this? Mysterious item created by it. Okay. A mysterious unit item addressed in the status field. I guess. Blah 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 blah. Hmm. Ooh. Oh. Plasma shaper gloves. These gloves grant the wearer a plus 10 bonus to tech use. They also increase. That's so good. Okay, that's being kept for Pascal. Okay, when the wearer hits an ally with an area attack, the wearer gains +1 stack of the zealot effect until the end of combat. The wearer deals plus 10% damage with area attack. Ooh. Lovely. More loot. An empty glass on 3 unopened bottles sits on a finely crafted table made from the dark marble wood. Ooh, dust has accumulated on the raised oil smears. If the servants ever access this room, they do do so ever so rarely. The secret room is remarkably quiet and almost homely. Perhaps your predecessor used it when she sought complete solitude. Listening to the muted melody coming from the box speaker, you can easily imagine Theodora reading a book with a glass of expensive wine in hand. Choose a book. Several books are stacked next to the sofa. Some appear ancient while others look they've never been opened. Among Theodora's data that has been restored using a cogitator is the phrase Litanies the Motor Force. It is the title of one of the books here. Okay. When you pick up the book, a hidden button in the spine clicks under your finger. You notice a short inscription in the book. From a faithful servant of the dynasty in lasting memory. DVV. Oh. Have a wine of glass. A glass of wine. 3 sealed bottles sit on the low table. They are labeled Grand Master's Blood, Boon of Terror, and the Flame of Fury. Boon of Terror. The wine is sickly, sweet, and a feeling of warm sluggishness washes over you. A siren shatters the tranquil atmosphere in the room. Alarms have been sounded. I had the wrong. In the name of the road trip. I'm fucking drunk. Bro. Hello, ship. Deepest apologies for the intrusion. Get out. You can't resist them, but on the second thought, we better just leave you in peace. Get the fuck out of my room. So obviously the... Okay. Have a glass of wine. Grandmaster's blood. Oh, oh well. Bro, get out. You're supposed to surrender or be killed. It's me, dipshit. You were just here. Get out. I have a glass of wine. Pour a glass of the flame of fury. The wine fills the glass, glittering in the dim light of the room like gold. Its tangy flavor burns your throat, leaving behind a spicy, bitter aftertaste. You hear a short and faint hum as the motor stirs in motion. Change the music. The vid screen of your data slate before you displays the name of several Vox symphonies. Ooh, you recognize the melody that is playing right now. It is the first of 36 parts of the Symphony of the Honor and Duty. Ooh, Symphony of Honor and Duty Part 2. The music in the speakers momentarily grows louder, filling the entire room, then goes back to normal, seemingly without any change. Ah, wow, data. Decrypt the data on the personal cogitator. Wow. The room responds to your actions with with a quiet and grinding sound, and a small nook reveals itself in it nearby the wall. Inside you find a data bank bearing the Von Valancius coat of arms. Wow. All the rebels read ourselves with almost prestigious bindings seeming to be identical. Strange object lies behind the case of display. The complete absence of explanatory labels makes it impossible to learn what they are. That's a fucking Tyranid head. What the fuck? Holy shit. Interesting. We have learned so much on this day. Oh, what is that? Wow. What? Look at my people. Aren't they great? They're great at being down there. Anyway. Time to go. Okay. Oh, open the door. Can I open the door? Hey. Open the door? Okay. Ah. Oh, what was this that I saw back here? According to the inscription on the statue, this is a gift from the House Gaprak to the Von Valancius dynasty. Wow. Alright. Let's head over this way. Open the box. Did I just... Nope, didn't just level up. Cassia, my compliments to your taste in art. The collection here is extensive and most interesting. Yep, because I totally had understanding of that. Let's go. Oh, Solomon, let's... Oh, Rogue Trader. Rogue Trader, the Marshal is ready to meet with you. Do you wish to commence the audience? Ooh, I would prefer to know exactly. Oh, no. Yes, I am ready to discuss business. Don't mess with the police. That's never a good idea. Right. Holy shit. It's the fucking Marshal. Holy crap. Oh, Marshal Gregorus Strath. Two markedly distinct figures approach your throne. Marching in front of is a man clad in Adeptus Arbites armor, carries his helmet in the crook of his arm, but his stern facades serves him as well as any vizier could. You visor, or whatever it is. He bows to you sharply. What's his voice? I can't do gruff and grizzled voice for everyone, but also this is the kind of the guy who gets the gruff and grizzled.
Marshal Strax.
Nope.
Boy. Marshal Strax of the Adeptus Arbites.
A dry shadow follows after the marshal. An old woman familiar to you and likely to generations of clerks at the Administratum Palace. The ampleness of her robes gives the illusion that the Master of Seals is hovering rather than walking.
Rogue Trader Bergidoclian von Valancius. I, Prefect in Scrabia Voltaire, greet you on behalf of the Adeptus Administratum. I will now begin the due procedure of official address to the ruler of Dargonus, as formalized by Amendment 4-N/10, Dr. Law SK-941. May your name be wreathed in glory for centuries to come. May your fortunes ever percolate. May the God Emperor bestow upon you a duty worthy of his chosen. And when not this droning is making you weary, it seems she intends to go on for a good while longer. Get comfortable and listen to the end. The prefect resumes her elaborate formula. You notice a few poorly concealed yawns and frenzied blinking among the crowd. Yes. The speech drags on for another 5 minutes, but you pass this test of fortitude honorably at last, and Prefect's addresses comes to an end. Not too many Ooh, Abelard, what? A delegation of the Adeptus Administratum and the Adeptus RPTs is accommodated in the Von Valancius territory, so that they may tally and collect the Imperial tithe from your world, Lord Captain. Lady Theodora graciously provided them with premises where you could perform their duties and authorize them to restructure the dynasty's archives. If I may continue. The prefect steps forward, dragging her feet slightly. Oh, fuck. As per the decree of Theodora von Valancius, ORD-037-3M, the representatives of the Adeptus Administratum and the Adeptus Arbitres are sanctioned to use the Palace of Justice, oversee tithe collection in the Protectorate, and review any and all cases of tithe avoidance, tithe exceedance, or the other regularities. These rights have been formalized in numerous pacts and statutes under the main decree. Considering your new position, you may have yet to acquaint yourself with all these documents. You are the successor to Lady Theodora, whose alliance with our two sacred organizations forever glorified her as a rogue traitor, closely tied to the executors of Holy Terror's will. And we as representatives of the Adeptus Administratum, Adeptus Arbitres, must verify that you are able to maintain this alliance that has brought such repute to your dynasty. The prefect scrutinizes you as if trying to estimate your proportions and weight. That is why we have arrived in person, as the present circumstances have provided us with a chance to see if your intentions concord with those of the late Von Valancius. And what circumstances are those? The prefect's lips contort into a twist. Our work has been disrupted by unforeseen setbacks regarding communication and transportation. As our requisitioned assets were not adequately prepared, we have lost some of our personnel and resources as a result. The arbitrators are too short-handed to perform all the duties expected of them. Why are we getting this person to talk? They're so fucking boring. Since they arrived first in the expanse, their numbers limited from the outset have only continued to dwindle. After analyzing the situation in accordance with Amendment FS/893-24 to Decree ORD-037/3N, we have decided to notify you of a tithe violation committed by one of your worlds in the region. This regrettable lapse must be rectified as quickly as possible. The old woman shivers and rubs her augmented hands together with unnerving creak. Are you implying that I have an obligation to help you?
Oh. Not at all. You are the Emperor's anointed, and you act solely of your own volition.
The Marshal's voice makes the impulses in the room flinch. The prefect, on the other hand, speaks softly, and yet you can hear every word as if she was standing directly beside you.
Your predecessor, Lady Theodora, may the light of the throne illuminate her path in death. always sought to address the needs of both the Adeptus Administratum and the Adeptus Arbites, because she realized how blessed and important our work is for the good of the Imperium, to say nothing of the fact that she honored the laws of her own dynasty. Okay, and which world was it that has the misfortune of drawing your attention?
But Passera, a feudal world far from the main routes, have bereft of the Imperium's light, then rediscovered less than 2 centuries ago. It supplies agricultural resources and manpower.
If one of my governors have missed a tithe payment, I will simply have them hang. Oh my god. I will carry forth the responsibilities taken on by Lady Theodora. I offer you my help. Ooh. Yes.
And an arbitrator will
Wait, no, that's going to...
An arbitrator will be assigned to you for increased security. Proctor Antha, front and center.
The marshal's voice thunders over the arbitrator. Well, didn't do that one well enough. And Slowborn Anthar marches over to your throat, his cybermastiff at his heel. I have enough fighters in my retinue already. Why would I want? Thank you for the support. I will go to Passera as soon as I can.
The Emperor protects.
The marshal makes the sign of the Aquila in a motion so sharp that you can practically hear it cut in the air. Holy shit. The prefect adjusts her ocular lenses with a weary sigh. And once again, no specifics given, of course. And my reports, nobody ever stops to think. She quickly catches herself and offers you a low bow. Alright. I guess we've already found Passera, so... Alright. Her Von Valencia stirs the throne, a visible symbol of the Rogue Trader's power which now belongs to you. Oh, God. God, I do. Back down here. That's... Mister, my patience is not easily... Well, didn't get to read that in time. She's pushing too hard, isn't she? I can see the family resemblance with Abelard now. You cannot see farther than your own nose, my... Well, let the rogue trader decide. Your lordship, I apologize for this ugly scene, but might I ask you that you rein in Mistress Haidari and put a stop to her inflammatory actions towards me? As the Exalted One is my witness, Sharin, I've tried everything I could to spare you of unnecessary headache over the seals of the Mercatum Tabula. Officially, I even showed this aid with temper worse than a sandstorm, the certificate with your signature, but your Chancellor merely kept batting me away with a flail of baseless denials. I suspect that the reason for this has nothing to do with my humble personage. Clementia purses her lips and glowers at Jay. Oh no, this isn't about me at all. She narrows her eyes as she peers into Clementia's face until the latter finally looks away. I see. Well, Chancellor, will you tell me yourself, or should I help you? What the fuck is the... Whatever is the matter? I am afraid that my words may anger your lordship. They probably won't. Clementia lowers her head in shame as if offering it up to be removed from her shoulders. The seal you are looking for was lost over a quarter of a century ago. Her ladyship, the Lady Theodora von Valancius, ordered a new one to be delivered from the Imperium. But, as you well know, we are a long way from Holy Terra, and with warp storms ravaging the Coronis expanse, we have been unable to receive a replacement to this day. I presume the one responsible
responsible was punished promptly and harshly. I ought to have flogged. If mentioned the seal with the winter. Could this? Oh, could the? Oh, well, I don't need it. This is without a doubt the administrative seal from the Winter Scales realm. But why is it original? Why is it the original and not a copy? Ah, I think I understand. But the laws of the Imperium do not prohibit heirs of other houses from using this seal entirely. I will order to have servants of the machine cult created duplicates so it may avoid such embarrassing predicaments in the future. There we go. God. I ought to have you flogged with. There is something I must discuss with you, Chancellor, in private. Oh, by all means, Serene. I dare not waste any more of the precious balm that is your time on matters related to me, if I may excuse myself. What are your responsibles, Chancellor? To put it simply, I am your trade representative, and any and all decrees, deals, official communications, and meetings are first reviewed by me, and then rewarded to you and then forwarded to you, not rewarded. Yeah, you, and from you down the hierarchy. My purview also includes overseeing your lordship's property, the palace, the estates, the many gardens, and other dimensions on Dargonus that you have inherited from Lady Theodora. And whenever you are present on Dargonus, consider me your personal secretary. What can you tell me about Dargonus? All deals and important decisions are made here in the capital many years ago. An ancestor of Lady Theodora signed an agreement with the Adeptus Administratum which allowed for efficient management of the world and neighboring systems. In accordance with this decree, a share of the planet's population was assigned to the Administratum and converted into servitor scribes. They now toil across the entire world. Dargonus is also the seat of several noble families who run all the major planets in the Protectorate. If I may express my not so humble opinion, they care very little about who exactly stands at the helm. Those piranhas think about their own profits just as much as they do about the prosperity of the Protectorate itself, if not more. And lastly, Dargonus has its own fleet, a luxury unavailable to the vast majority of other worlds in your realm. In addition to warships, the Protectorate also employs privateer ships which are used to transport cargo between the worlds. Does the capital stay in contact with other worlds in the Protectorate? Unfortunately, not at this time, your lordship. After the few representatives of the Adeptus Astra Telepathica on Dargonus went into a frenzy, some of the psychers were tragically pacified by their respective authorities. Since then, communications with the neighboring systems has been unreliable at best. Thanks be to the master of mankind that you managed to find your way to the capital. If the noble houses are so volatile, what sense is there keeping them? Over the many centuries, an intricate hierarchy has formed within the ruling elite of Dargonus. The great houses do more than plunder your treasures. It is replenished to a large degree, thanks to their administrative work and their lands. Naturally, you can get rid of anyone who you consider surplus to requirements, but right now it could threaten the fragile stability that is currently holding the Protectorate together. Are there any other issues I should be aware of? Apart from the disrupted communications, Dargonus was recently raided by enemies of humanity. However, the fleet under the command of Matthias Massarian triumphed over the accursed Xenos. If you ask for my opinion on the matter, we have the situation completely under control. You catch her avoiding your gaze for just a moment. For the first time, it's obvious that Clementia is looking out for her house's good name. But despite the confidence in her tone, you can tell that she does not entirely believe her own words. Tell me about the governor. Urban Drivestem is a well-respected man, and not just on Dargonus, but throughout the Protectorate. For many centuries, his house has supported the capital's administration and logistics between the Von Valancy systems.
The drive stem's efforts secured years of order and prosperity for Dargonus. What's more, Lady Theodora personally insisted that Lord Urbend specifically be made the next governor. The way you speak of Drivestem, I hear hint either of contempt or resentment. No, I do not believe, but I feel either, your lordship. Clementia's steely eyes stares into the distance, jaw clenched visibly. She speaks in a polite but clipped manner, clearly flustered by your insight. We have different views on how to run the world. We sometimes have discussions over the laws that are enacted, but we both work for the good of the Von Valancius Protectorate. That much I can be said without a doubt. Thank you for the report. Scalander, does he cause any problems? Why not at all, your lordship? Secretary Scalander is an outstanding individual and a loyal servant of the Von Valancius dynasty. In Lady Theodora's absence, we collaborated on a number of issues related to the well-being of your domain, and he has proven himself quite capable. And I don't know why, but even the governor trembles before Achilles, which is unusual for a man of his, shall we say, standing. The last word brings a slight smile to her lips. Ooh, the governor can wait a little longer. I still have matters to take care of. I must take my leave. I am at your service at any time, day or night. Oh my. Here. Okay. Ooh. Oh my god. You know what? Screw that. I'm going over here. Where's your boy? I'm pretty sure Abelard's over here somewhere. Here he is. While we're on Dargonus, I will keep the secretary's report and keep an eye on the logisticians. Master Danrock does his job very well, but a little scrutiny goes a long way with him. Curiosity merchant. A finely dressed man greets you with an incredible radiant smile. His meticulous polished jaw augmentation reflects the palace interior as sharply as a mirror. Oh, ooh, let's see if I can... Allow me to introduce myself. I am Lysarius Carmelion, a collector of curiosities. Perhaps your lordship will find something useful among my offerings. Ooh, what a beautiful eagle. What is his name? His polished jaw shining. Lysarius extends his hand toward the bird, a hand likewise made of shiny metal. Her name is Aquila. As soon as I saw her, I knew a creature of such profound grace simply must be properly taken care of. Now Aquila is an integral part of my life, as I am of hers. With a shrill cry, the eagle stabs her benefactor's metal palm. With her beak, the augmented groans, while the merchant is still smiling as he modestly puts his hand back into the clothes and out of sight. Apologies. Aquila is still getting used to my replacement extremity. She liked the old one much better. Judging by Aquila's displeased look, the bird's fondness for her owner's original extremity was of an alimentary rather than affectionate nature. Ooh, was your friendship with Aquila the reason why you needed it? You are exceptionally observant. Developing a friendship with such a noble creature was a thorny path. But after a moment of especially profound disagreement, I had to have my hand replaced. But this... Lysarius touches his jaw implant, his pride evident. This was purely for the beauty of the thing. I used to be passionate about finding rare augmetics. I could not resist having them installed, even if they were made by, shall we say, not purely righteous hands, but the fine craftsmanship. Oh, the razor-sharp jaw outlines, Please keep us a secret from the Mechanicus. I know the Red Priests don't condone this, things like this. Ooh, what kind of curiosities do you sell? Equipment for noble cyber assistance, of course. The demand is modest, as few in the Imperium can afford such luxury. But I am glad to have found my calling. Judging by his extensive attire and his ostentatious augmetics, Laserius' wealth is unlikely to stem directly from his curiosity business. He came here following his heart, it seems, and not his greed. Ooh. I want to see what curiosities you have.
Ooh, buy all of them. Buy everything.
Ooh. Familiar maintenance station upgrade kit. Ooh. A Server Skull Swarm, Cyber Mastiff, Cyber Raven, Cyber Eagle, Swarm, Cyber Raven, and Cyber Eagle. Come on. Okay. I'm a rogue trader, and I seek the rarest of curios. Do you have anything of that sort?
My collection will offer you all the biggest and broadest choices in all of the expanse. However, even a devoted enthusiast like myself has his limits.
There is a certain captain who owns a unique protocol, a family heirloom, which he has refused to sell me. His ship is called the Renegade's Fall. Perhaps you can chart a path to his hoarded treasure. I will send you the coordinates of the place where we last met. If I want to purchase something, I will let you know. The merchant bows his head, still smiling. The light makes his prosthetic jaws sparkle. It's nice of you. But where do I get these things? How do I get the Cyber Raven? Where do I get the Cyber Raven? Oh, yes. Let's go bother Pascal. That's it. Pascal. My boy. My appearance has caused a slight disturbance in the ranks of the servants of the Omnissiah assigned to the palace. Analysis of the performance of rituals and maintenance litanies has produced a satisfactory result. Very nice. Heinrich. Achilles Scalander. The slender figure clad in robes made from expensive fabric shudders from violent coughing, pressing a glided respirator to his face. The man takes several deep breaths. Achilles, it has been many moons. I hope your cousin is feeling well. Trying to remember his voice. He covers his burnt lips, trying and failing to suppress a comment.
She is in good health. She sends her regards to you, as well as her wishes for your swift return.
For as long as the stars shine in the sky, my vigil continues.
So it does.
He thumps himself on the chest with his augmetic hand. You hear the clanging of metal against metal. I'm not so a fool to fail to notice conversation in code.
Your insight deserves credit, rogue trader.
Then again, I expected nothing less than Theodora von Valancia's successor.
Allow me to introduce
Scalander properly.
In addition to his duties as Secretary of the Administratum, he acts as an agent of the Golden Throne under my aegis. Master Scalander was transferred into my remit by a colleague who is engaged in other matters in the Cronus Expanse. I'm sure you will find Achilles' service useful, especially when dealing with the schemes of humanity's foes within the borders of your protectorate.
Greetings, Will Bogidoglium von Valancius. Allow me to once again to express my deepest condolences. on the loss of Lady Theodora. I will do everything I can to track down and destroy all of Conrad Vogdevir's accomplices on the capital world. Well, do you know anything about what happened to Conrad? The former Master of Whispers is a heretic and a traitor to the dynasty. He nods grimly. Word of your treason reached Dargonus too late. Of his treason reached Dargonus too late. Conrad came to the planet and left almost immediately. Once he had sown discord in the minds of gullible naives. The worst of the rumors he started was that you were the one responsible for Lady Theodora's sudden demise. Of course, your loyal subjects did their best to skin alive any who showed signs of doubt, but it seems unlikely that the wardens got to everyone who was allowed doubt into their heart, and now nurtures it in secret. You promised me a report on the present state of affairs in the Protectorate. I have already forwarded all the official reports to your seneschal. As for the conversation we're having right now, I wouldn't trust any paper on data slate with its contents. You see, Lady Theodora may the Emperor have mercy on her soul, was perfectly aware of Dargonus's political environment. You, however, have only just arrived on the capital world, and I have thought it would be best to bring you up to speed. Frankly, the nobles of Dargonus, much like the nobles of most worlds, are akin to spiders in a jar, ready to pounce on whoever is the weakest, or whomever they deem to be the weakest. The nobles of Dargonus are well-respected, rich, and powerful individuals who held Lady Theodora's favor for many years and found ways to rise above the rest by diligently serving the rogue trader. Every family pursues its own selfish interests, and each one expects that, with the transition of power, they will retain and even add to their lands and wealth. The families I would recommend giving particular attention to are the drive stems, the Greebuls, and the Trottbacca. I should also mention the Viserians, not a noble house per se, but a family that was part of Lady Authority, in a circle to the blue blood's great displeasure. Alright. The Viserians are definitely higher up on the list for me. Okay. Tell me about the drive stems. The drive stems are an ancient governor house of Dargonus. Predictably, the greater the wealth of Volancia's protectorate, the fuller their coffers grow. Their reputation is flawless except for one detail. We have evidence that urban drive stems rivals seem to have the misfortune of regularly falling victim to Xenos raids. I find that these attacks are always a little too advantageous for the drive stems, but we lack solid proof, and it might never surface. Closer an official is to the rogue trader, the braver and safer they feel. I would just like to remind everyone that rubbing shoulders with Xenos is a heresy that can be overlooked only in the case of the von Valancius' heir, not his servants. What makes the Greebuls special? The Greebuls hail from a remote forge world, and among their distant relatives there are many servants of the Omnissiah, and the house itself is close to the cult of the Adeptus Mechanicus, both in the spirit and in their business connections. The Greebuls oversee the industrial shipments within your protectorate. Until recently, ever since astropathic communication with Gavagana was severed, they've been quite concerned about the security of the planet placed in their care. I've been to Gavagana already. The planet was tainted by the cult of the Final Dawn. He shakes his head. These are grim tidings. It's a tragedy that an industrial world of such tremendous capacity was brought down by pernicious influence of the archenemy. Perhaps my colleagues can pick up the cultist trail in the cold void. Of course, it would be a small consolation to all of us. What can you tell me about the House Trottbacca? Religious and hard-working, the Trottbacca's own many enterprises, including distillation manufactorums that produce promethium. I must note that lately members of the Trottbacca family have been prone to overly liberal statements about the Von Valancius. They believe that Lady Theodora is too keen to leave her worlds without proper oversight. Tell me more about the Viserians. The Viserians are a line founded by Lady Theodora's seneschal, and as such are nominally considered nobility, at least from the standpoint of the Imperial Navy, from which Lord Abelard hails. On Dargonus, however, their position is precarious. Firstly, they were never granted an official title, a process which has been impeded for decades by the houses of Dargonus. And secondly, the other families do not see them as equals, but more as upstarts clinging to the rogue trader's favor. The Viserians are responsible for the capital's world's fleet and the majority of the cargo shipments on domestic routes. After hearing all that, I now feel the urge to have every one of those sycophants executed at once. Damn. Was there anything else you wanted to report? Ooh. Let's say that. He shrugs. You are naturally well within your right, rogue trader. But remember that this will cause the multi-layered bureaucratic system of Dargonus, of your entire protectorate, in fact, to come apart at the seams, and that's not even considering the likelihood of attempted reprisals from the families and their allies. I would hold off on death sentences, act within restraint and wisdom, present for all to see sufficient proof for the unwanted house's guilt. Do not mistake me. Mass executions are one way to solve your problems, but in that case, you should weigh up every possible scenario before you act. Enough about the nobles. Was there anything you wanted to report? There was, your lordship, and this time it concerns the main reason for my presence on this planet, Xenos and the threat they pose, both to you and humanity as a whole. The last few months have been difficult for the people who report to me. My eyes and ears scattered throughout the Coronis expanse, wolf disturbances, astropaths overcome with madness, ships disappearing in the immaterium. Many of my observers and contacts have gone dark or have been killed by some calamity or other. Still, I managed to establish communication with some key individuals who were able to warn me about incoming threats, including Xenos rays. He looks you in the eyes without blinking. It is within my power to supply you with intelligence on where and when the Xenos will strike next. I do not doubt that that the governor Drivestem will beg you for protection against Xenos, and in this fight the information from my contacts will serve you well. I beseech you, Bogey, if I ever report a threat looming over a ship or a planet, do not dismiss it. Sometimes it takes an intervention from the rogue trader and his mighty void ship to avert a disaster. Tell me about the noble houses? Okay, yeah, already seen all of that. What are your responsibilities here on Dargonus? Officially, I am secretary of this world's administratum department. Less officially, I'm afraid I can't disclose that even to you. In short, I collect and investigate reports of heresy taking root on the upstanding planets of humanity. Above all else, I am concerned about the Xenos threat that hangs over an entire Cronus expanse, including your protectorate. Sadly, my mission was complicated by the recent warp disturbances. I am still trying to re-establish contact with many of my agents.
Tell me about Xenos.
The residents of local systems are no stranger to skirmishes with enemies of humanity. But recently, the loathsome beasts seem to have completely flown off the handle, receiving reports from ships that made it through the warp to Dargonus. Both they and the colonies that they departed from are being attacked. We have identified the breed of Xenos posed threat, the Drukhari, enemies ancient and insidious foes. Be vigilant on your travels. The Xenos will undoubtedly attack a rogue trader's ship should they find the circumstances to be in their favor. Unfortunately, in the host of humanity, there are those willing to grovel before our enemies in hopes of valuable reward. You may be interested to know that we are on the trail of such heretics.
He glances at his data slate.
Overwhelming evidence indicates that a plundered void ship in Lagran's belt is being used as a base by a band of pirates who are not above dealing with the Xenos. I was unable to persuade the Chancellor of the need to dispatch a ship there, but perhaps would you like to pay a courteous call to these scoundrels yourself?
Do you know anything about the cult?
My knowledge is deplorably limited, your lordship. All my attention has been focused on tracking Xenos activity. I'm certain that Master von Calix can tell you much more about those heretics than I.
About your unofficial work?
Yes.
Amber eyes flash with interest. Whom do you truly serve, the rogue trader or the interrogator of the Quint glances at Heinrichs.
And whom does the rogue trader serve? The Golden Throne? The Protectorate? Could it be that one stems from the other? And if so, is there any sense in discussing it?
Ooh, Dargonus has no news. Damn. I want a list of your agents and the means to contact them.
I can understand your desire, rogue trader, to have everything under your control, and yet I am not at liberty to make use of classified information related to the interrogator's agents in whatever way I see fit.
Lowers his gaze and nods politely. Heinrich sounds a sigh of disappointment.
There's no point in pressing my agents. None of them would ever reveal such vital information, especially not in my presence.
I have learned everything I wanted to know. He bows and brings a respirator to his mouth. I have no other questions to ask.
I sincerely hope that I can answer every one of them.
The scars on your face, what happened?
About 5 years ago, there was an accident. Several tanks of promethium exploded in the storehouse at my estate, and I was buried alive under the rubble. The Emperor preserved my soul, and the skilled physicians of Dargonus saved my body, except for my lungs, with which I had to part. I presume the incident was an attempt on my life, but the identity of whoever was behind it remains a mystery.
I must take my leave.
According to a message I received a few minutes ago, Governor Drivesome has arrived at court. I imagine that Chancellor is already prepared to arrange the meeting. All that's left is to notify her that you are ready to see Urband.
Very, very interesting. Very interesting indeed. Wait. Just get rid of that, Oh, 3 thunderful lasers. Yeah. Rogue Trader must land on Thessera and meet the governor. Okay. That's something to be done. Which bridge? The bridge. Ooh. How much adamantine do I have? Not much. Whoa. Profit factor for provisions. Okay, people for promethium and chemicals. Oh, we can hold off on that. I don't need to spend that immediately. Okay. Before any of that, is there anything left? Doesn't seem like it. Can I please have your bird? Oh. Alright. Over to Clemencia. Your lordship. Clemencia bows her head politely. For a chancellor to a rogue trader, she is dressed rather simply. A beret doublet, polished boots, and a comfortable cloak. She bears a saber in a gilded scabbard. Whether for show or protection, one could not say. Only her ring with a Wessarian coat of arms indicated that she is the highest social status. The governor is waiting on the periphery of the palace. Please let me know when you would like to see him. Ooh. The sharp gaze, the impeccably straight back, the composure. For a moment you feel like you're looking at a younger version of Abelard himself, not his heir. Judging by the scars on the exposed part of her body, Clementia saw her fair share of combat prior to assuming the position of Chancellor. Ooh. Certainly, your lordship. However, her thin lips twist slightly. I do not concern myself with the governor's feelings, but I must warn you, your action or inaction may be interrupted in a certain way. Now, if you excuse me, your lordship. Okay, just wanted to use that dialogue option. Your lordship, Governor. Your lordship, Governor Drivestem is waiting in the audience hall. I advise you to respond to his lateness in kind, that you can let Urban know that his behavior has not gone unremarked. But I would not delay too long. Right now the court is closely observing you, your every step. Tell them that I am ready to see the governor. I shall arrange for him to be escorted to your study. 2 hours. Oh, what voice? Oh, new voice. He's
Berkeley Dockley von Valancius, 20th in line, rogue trader. Keeper of the sacred warrant and ruler of the Cronus Expanse. From the Chronarch system to the 100 Dreams Crossroads, I bid you welcome. Urban Drivestem, governor of the great world, First and foremost, please accept my deepest condolences. It will be difficult to recover from the loss of a woman as great as Theodora von Valancius. It pains me to think that she is no longer with us. The citizens of Dargonus and of the entire Protectorate grieve alongside you. Please allow me to declare half a year of mourning so that we can honor the memory of our beloved lady. The governor glances at Cabela anxiously, and then immediately averts his gaze. Then he looks at her again, but when Cabela lets out a grim chuckle and stretches her lips, dubbed in fresh blood and a petrifying grin, the governor turns away and is sharply, all but squealing in fear. What an idiot. There was no... Ooh, it is? Ooh, deserves more than that. You will declare a full year of mourning. I will immediately give all necessary instructions, your lordship.
He casually presses a few buttons on the cogitator built in his gold bracer.
Esteemed Bergodoglian, Lady Theodora was a strong leader, and we ought to follow her example. Let us lean on the wisdom and preserve its fight of this tragedy together, and let us carry where she can... Oh my god. And let us carry on where she no longer can be leading the Von Valancius Protectorate to even greater prosperity. Alas, it won't be easy task to accomplish. Some time ago, the astropaths of Dargonus flew into a rage, and they had to be subdued. We are gradually restoring our ability to speak with neighboring worlds, while the contracts are still weak, and the routes are tangled and no longer led to the same systems that the captains expect them to, given that the vast majority of ships in Dargonus Navy travel without relying on the services of navigators. Without your engagement, the well-being of Volancia's dynasty and billions of its subjects is presently at risk. Ooh. We met on a ship. The crew was transporting a stranger. Conrad Vtuber is a heretic and traitor. Has he shown his face? The governor pensively strokes his rings glitterly on his finger.
Lord Vtuber visited the capital some time ago, but he did not request a personal meeting. A heretic, you say? Now I see where all the whisperings in the corridors has come from. I shall be frank with you, your lordship. Lady Theodora's sudden death was a blow to every one of us, and the absence of any sort of verifiable and complete information about her successor gives grounds for all manners of rumors and misinterpretations, especially if someone is deliberately inciting unrest and discontent. Naturally, none would dare challenge you by accusing you of something as sacrilegious as murdering a rogue traitor. However, Conrad Vtuber was once a true boon to the Protectorate back in the day, and as such, some might heed his words.
I sentence all who have dared to make heretical remarks about the rogue traitors to servitude and perpetuity. She's are prone to dissidence. Or my subjects' doubts are understandable. Too many things have changed in a short time. I will prove myself worthy of position. Oh my god, no. I sent it. You know what? Yeah. Anyone who dared to make heretical remarks, you're gonna become a very handy thing for the Mechanicus.
I shall immediately make all the arrangements so that your order can be carried out properly.
He bows. That's for dogmatic. We met on a ship not too long ago. The crew. What exactly do Dargonus nobility expect from me in my lost rousing? I would like to complete my inaugurations as soon as possible. What exactly do you expect?
We are all troubled by fate of the agri-world Janus that supply Dargonus and other planets with foodstuff. Empty stomachs can drive even the mildest rabble to revolt. Furthermore, House Gaprock is perturbed by the loss of the communication with the industrial world Gamma, which is in their charge. But if you wish to know my opinion, the world that deserves your attention the most is the penal world, Fables 6. I think one of the key mining suppliers in your protectorate. Such intrigue and concern for Fables 6 outposts. Does your house happen to own an extraction stations there? Your lordship, I beg of you, do not interrupt my words as an attempt to influence your decisions in any way. You see, without Fables 6, the manufactorums on the world will need to make haste to find new supplies elsewhere and arrange for new shipments, and in those troubling times, they run to the risks and delays other most tragic mishaps. My only concern is for the prosperity of the Volancia's dynasty.
I've already been to Gamma. The industrial world has overtaken by chaos worshippers. Pauses mulling over the gravity of your words.
Such worthful tidings, your lordship. I assume the House Graphic is in for official investigation. If I may remind you, they have no particular close ties to the Adeptus Mechanicus and serve as patrons of Gamma, not to speak in defense of criminals, lordship. But where I stand, the outbreak of heresy on Gamma could hardly have been perpetrated by a noble family who stands to lose the majority of their wealth should the industrial world fall.
It's true. We won't wait for the investigation. I doubt the graphics had anything to do with this incident.
I am glad that our views on this matter align, your lordship. But what of the industrial world? Are we
are we to expect trade to recommence? Production facilities of Gavagama will serve humanity. Once more, rest assured, you will learn about everything in due. House Graphic will be overjoyed to hear it. I thank you for dispelling the darkness around the fate of Kiavagama. I've also visited the Agriworld Janus. Governor Wyatt found herself facing problems in my absence.
Truly. The Wyatt line is one of the oldest in the Von Valancius Protectorate. If the inheritor of such well-respected blood could not handle whatever has befallen her, then the situation must have been extraordinary indeed.
Stanza Wyatt is no longer in charge of the world. She is dead. I have delivered Janus into more capable hands.
The Wyatt line is broken? Such horrible news. Oh, it will shake many
who are connected to the Wyatts,
who are used to immunity that comes with our class.
That does it for the planets and trade routes. What else?
Sinners, your lordship. I don't rightly know where to begin.
He rubs the bridge of his nose wearily.
Otherworldly beasts are not an uncommon sight in the Corona's expanse. They have been a menace to the worlds, this side of the Moor for decades, but now those abominations are on the rampage. They show no signs of fear as they attack ships, either damaging them to the point where they become unfit for transport duty, or outright gutting them. Only you have the power to stop the madness. We are in the process of restoring the astropathic choir of Dargonus. Luckily, oh shit, whoops. Hate the mic. Luckily, we were forced to slay only some of the deranged psychos, although those that remain are yet unable to transmit messages. I hope Master Scalander will keep his word and offer you his support in the war against Xenos. According to his reports, the region of Fable 6 has been particularly concerned in the last few cycles, which is all the more reason to discover the colony's fate as soon as possible. Yeah. Now to issues on the smaller scale. There is a certain degree of tension at the capital due to the unorthodox succession to the Sacred Warrant. Chances of uprisings are minimal, of course, and the spreading of rumors is nothing but a sign of weakness of the mind and spirit. Nonetheless, I have prepared a list of minor houses that have demonstrated unseemly discomposure at your succession. What is to be done about them? Command the spinners of the blood-spun web, and they will set a fine snare of retribution, Domimbogi Doglian. We will whisper names, and that whisper will drown out insolent voices. Eliminate the most prominent malcontents quietly, but do not threaten entire families. Hopefully these steps will be enough to keep the rest of causing trouble. I cannot, what those hyenas are yapping about behind my back, leave them be. They are no threat to me. Make arrangements for public purges. All who have sullied the road send a disgruntled nobles lavish gifts on my behalf, and make sure that generosity does not go unnoticed by the rest. Eliminate the most, kill the people who are causing problems quietly. Once your lordship's wrath descends upon the guilty, have no doubt, there won't be a soul on Dargonus willing to share their fate. And one last thing, your lordship. Your inauguration as bearer of the Sacred Warrant is but a matter of time, and I would like to inquire about one crucial detail. I imagine you are intending to uphold the centuries-old tradition, boasted by an equally long-lasting friendship, of being represented on Dargonus by one of the noble houses. I presume that, as before, this duty will be accorded to the house. Ooh. One moment. Which houses can represent me at the ceremony? Any of the noble houses located on Dargonus. The Drivestone family, which I lead, the Gaprak family, with long ties to the Adeptus Mechanicus. The Trottbacca is known for their piety and diligence in the service. Perhaps I should also mention Assyrians who have some influence but are not actually of noble origin, and any of these houses would be an honor to represent you at the ceremony.
Hmm. Ooh, okay. Ooh. Okay. Him, which is the governor, or the Mechanicus representation, or the Ecclesiarchy representation, or perhaps... I think the Wassarians, out of all the individuals who decide to be helpful, I think they deserve a shot.
Lord Captain, to accompany you at such a critical hour is the greatest honor for the Wassarian bloodline. Have no fear. We will not fail you.
Jerusalem tosses Abelard a look, and that lacks even the smallest shred of respect.
Forgive my boldness, but I must remind you that the Wassarians whose lineage traces back to a Navy officer are not of Dargonus nobility. Such decisions may have adverse effects on your subjects' loyalty, your lordship. I shall immediately...
Face breaks into a bitter smile.
I shall immediately relay your commands, most gracious rogue trader. Thank you for your time.
I would like to... tell me about your house.
It would be my pleasure to enlighten you. My house is the oldest and most respected on Dargonus. My ancestors walked side by side with yours for many generations as they cared for this world's welfare. Our duty is to supervise the governing bodies within the system subservient to you, and we are responsible for the protectorate's logistics and economic stability. As for me personally, I am humble servant of the Emperor and a loyal subject of the rogue trader, and to my great pleasure, I have the honor of calling myself Lady Theodora's close friend.
At Urban's last words, Abelard let out a sound that could be interpreted as either a snort or a cough. Urban gives a look which Abelard meets with an expression of utter nonchalance. Ooh. We met a ship from Dargonus not too long ago. The crew was transporting a strange artifact and went mad during the flight.
This is truly regrettable bit of news. What's more, leaving Dargonus has been forbidden for several cycles now. It seems the Widdowson family has once again failed in their primary responsibilities.
He shoots Abelard a condescending look.
We will investigate this at once, as well as the fact that this ship had to acquire a permit with the Administratum seal. Does your nephew still serve at the Administratum Palace?
The governor presses a number of buttons on the cogitated belt into his brace and looks up at you in surprise.
I don't understand. The ship did indeed depart from Orwell, but it did so, if you can believe it, on the rogue trader's authorization. That is why no one dared to impede its departure.
Ah.
Lord Captain, it would seem that Conrad somehow got his hands on a copy of your authorization, or perhaps even the original. A tool like that in the hands of a traitor does not bode well.
Would it be possible to complete my inauguration as rogue? When is the ceremony?
I'm afraid that, until the deal with pressing issues, the ceremony will have to be postponed. Many trade routes are still unavailable. The central worlds of the Von Valancius Protectorate are going through a crisis, and the warp disturbances, if void observers are to believe, will prevent important guests from reaching the capital.
That will be all, I take it.
Thank you for your time, your lordship. Since duty calls, I shall take my leave. May the Emperor's graces be with you.
Right. Right. Oh, then. Restore the operation. Troublesome. Okay. So what now? What now? That's the next question. Please. Chapter 2. Blades in the Void. According to Achilles calendar, the nearest rays have Abos 6. This report requires further investigation. Ooh. Find this on the guys. Find this. Okay, I have to head to Janus. Rotator must be on. Oh god, there's so much to do. Curiously mentioned that expressions have he had no contact with who knows cyber-based equivalent of unusual protocol. That's the router. Okay. Here we are. Let's find the glove. Pascal. Ooh. Sniper gloves. Juliet. Was critically with a ranged attack. The next attack against any target automatically hits and cannot be parried or dodged. Ooh. Ooh. That's pretty solid. Okay. I presume I must return to my ship. It's time to fly. Glory to the rogue trader. To the bridge. So I see we've spoken with Heinrich's boy. We've spoken with Solomon's associates. It is time to recoup on the ship and figure out what the hell to do next. A lot of talking this stream. No combat so far, which is making me a little concerned. Okay. Colony. What do I want? Okay. Giants. I need something that improves efficiency. God, that's I need more efficiency. How do I get more efficiency? And I can't do anything. Okay. Okay. Nope. I want to go here. Okay. I need Danrock, please. Contact the curious merchant from a cyber beast needs new equipment. I would like to... Okay. Okay, what do we do here? Imperial Navy, that's good. What could I... Alabaster mission. I need to find an incredible... Oh my god, 12. Eee. Okay. I need to find a sniper rifles. Because my sniper rifle is kind of legit. My sniper rifle is what we consider kind of god fucking awful. Okay. Is this a sniper? Sniper rifle. 22 to 32. Ooh. That's pretty good. Do I go all in on a Mechanicus stuff? Or
Ooh, Snippy boys, snippy boys, snippy boys. No, it doesn't. Okay, no. This is gonna just give me ship bits. Explorators. Oh my god. That's this. Select all. You know what? Select tradable. Just accept. There we go. Okay, and oh, we're getting close. Ooh, where against +1 AP for the consecutive turn that is the where it's not moved. Okay. Let's just get that going. Torment bracelets. I'm gonna get that out of your fucking hands. Because you should not have that. But anyway. We're off to the races. Don't tell me... Ooh. Oh no. Oh, terrible news from Dargonus. Dot Captain, subsidiary Hive City, CFON 842949 has been destroyed in a series of cascading failures. Production has halted and millions of people have broken their vows of obedience and are fleeing. Many of them are perishing in the wastelands and overloading their transport lines, leading to neighboring hives. The surrounding residential sectors are becoming increasingly agitated by the influx of refugees. What is your directive regarding the distribution of these refugees? What caused the catastrophe? It is unclear. The noble houses are casting blame on one another. Agents of the esteemed Scalander stationed in Siphon died heroically while trying to save the population from a disaster. Their final reports mention some vulnerabilities in the industrial sectors of the lower hive, but do not go into further detail. All your servants are currently too busy dealing with the consequences of this crisis to investigate its causes. What do my advisors say? The death of Archelaus' agents trouble me. It may not be coincidence. Until the cause of the disaster can be concretely established, I would avoid letting refugees into other hives. There may be saboteurs among them. I recommend setting up prohibitive cordons where the refugees can be contained in the wastelands between the hives. The Emperor bids us to face the often cruel strokes of fate with dignity. If the other hives do not wish to accept the unfortunate victims of this tragedy, then let the victims themselves teach those living in the hives a lesson in resilience and humanity. I'm sure the ecclesiarchy will aid the refugees in constructing camps to survive out in the wastelands and an established community of proud desert-dwelling martyrs. Such harsh conditions will be the crucible of fortitude and fearless. This tragedy a feat of spirit. The noble houses are trying to wash their hands of this. How predictable. And yet it is their duty to see to it that the planet meets its tithe obligations and bring glory to the revenue, to the treasury in your absence. Let the aristocrats see to the refugees and not stop until every last one of them has been put to work. Ooh. The blood of blank. Rogue Trader gains +1 deflection and that hit refugees. Ooh, refugees fallen. Ooh, okay. Rogue Trader gains +1 deflection and +3% hit chance. Okay. Argenta says this. Efficiency. Decreases enemy critical damage by minus 15%. Affects the amount of resource produced by the colony, increasing it by 10% for each point of efficiency. Okay, that's interesting, but I don't know if this is specific. Okay, it's it's going to be specifically for Dargonus. What am I kidding? Grants the rogue trader and their allies +2 momentum for each human killed in battle. God, honestly, yeah. Let's go, Argenta. He who dares to remain deaf to the pleas of the destitute shall be branded a traitor to the faith. Large labor settlements were set up around the ruins of Scipion 84249, and the refugees from the wastelands and neighboring hives have been rounded up there, in the harsh wastelands scorched with industrial poison, with only a bare modicum of food and clean water. Pardon me. The settlement residents have begun the arduous and dangerous task of rebuilding their fallen home. Many of the ecclesiarchy's priests sought to share in this burden with the poor souls, coming to the village and preaching to them about the righteousness of hard work. Some priests have even chosen to stay in the camps permanently, where the desert cults of Aconite martyrs have begun to gather around them, glorifying the Lord Captain for granting them the right to sup up the glory of the God Emperor. Whee! Von Valancius throne room, Von Valancius palace,
Feast for the soul.
Eh. Oh. New car. Oh, a lot of. Oh god. It blocks. Times 4 for people. Oh, interesting. Go back to efficiency. Okay, efficiency and complacency go up. Restoration. Rogue Trader's actions inspire confidence in his subjects. Ooh. Okay. I want to do that for now, because I want to go here immediately, and I want to see if anything's changed. Fuck. Nope. Okay. Why would it? Oh god. What does this do? It gives. It's an all-rounder. Efficiency +2, complacency +2, profit factor +2. Efficiency. Oh, this feels much better. Execute this. Boy. Ooh, is there anything here that gives me good shit? Oh. Huh. Generic purges will be stopped. This world needs working hand. Oh, that's beyond beautiful. Here, contracts. Oh my god, there are so many contracts. Glass steel. People lashing. Adamantine. Profit factor. People. Oh. Yes. Do that one. Feast for the soul. Complacency for all colonies. Oh god. Security for all colonies. Security for all colonies.
Complacency for all colonies. Is there efficiency? Is there efficiency for all colonies? Because I would like that. That would be helpful. Okay. To the corona. To the Corona's expanse. Wow. That's oof. Oof. Whoa. Go to okay, so that's that mission. That's Phobos. Okay. Yeah, that's the colony. Spoils of Prudence. Huh? What is that rumor? Here it is, motion. Okay. Yes. Anywhere else in the galaxy that seems to have some weird shit going on? No. Fine then. Right. Get down here. Ooh.
Permission to report. Your partner has arrested my voiceman demanding his execution. A repeat offender, he says. Please do something, Lord Captain. He's one of mine. Not as big of an idiot as the rest of the idlers. He understands the control system.
No. I've already used the voice.
Aye. Scott. He already knows that he understands the systems. He can make sense of it. Read us. Him, a repeat offender?
Ooh. Well, bring the detained man to me immediately. I will personally interrogate him.
Consider it done, Lord Captain.
Alright. What has this man done now? Is this the guy who's got the fucking... Who's got the fucking thing going on? Is he breaking shit?
Lord Captain.
Nope, that's the wrong voice.
Lord Captain, I beg you to look into this outrage. This cyber horror nearly chewed up my assistants, and one of them has been without two of his fingers. Instead of calming this beast, the arbitrator attacked my crewman.
Solomon waits for the end of the master helmsman's words and coolly testing.
His crewman is a wanted man, rogue trader. He is accused of subverting secret-type shipments, smuggling, kidnapping the Imperium's subjects, and bribing officials. We will not on your flagship. I would have executed the heretic on the spot. But here you are, the authority, and you are the court.
Raven, did you know about this?
If I went looking my beak into the past of every one of hundreds of people on the crew, I would have gotten time to steal your ship. All I know is that when everything went to grogshite on Valkamanors, this one oversaw the work at the docks so that the fools didn't trample each other to death in the panic. And later he ran into a friend at the fourth footfall. They found some parts within a day. He's even got arms growing out of his right places. He might make it to junior helmsman if he keeps it up.
Why are you so certain this is the man you're seeking?
Because I was personally involved in tracking down the purge in the shadows of the Abyss crime syndicate to which the perpetrator belongs. The case was in Caluxus, on the word of Helvictor Prime, but the arbitrators, time and distance do not mitigate guilt. This man before you is a former captain of a smuggler ship owned by the syndicate. Check the heritage left arm. Every single member had a distinctive implant by which they recognize each other. It was that implant signature that Galito picked up on during his patrols.
How did a criminal from Coluxus find his way onto my ship?
He was among the 7 sent to you by Governor Medina.
Okay. Why did you unleash a cybermassive on my subjects?
The bastard tried to run when he saw me. His fellow crew members hesitated and didn't make way for me. There was no time to find out if they were abetting the perpetrator or just panicking, so I had Goliath for suppression purposes.
Accused, do you have anything to say?
Your lordship, the governor of Helvicta Prime was scumbag who abhorred the light of the God Emperor. Things he did to the people under him, he only survived by stealing from him, or else we'd have ended up in a corpse pit like once in the 4 did after distribution station accident. But once I'd got out of there, that was it. I was out of the business for good, and when I found myself in such service, I realized that it was a gift of fate, and I'd be a fool if I didn't repay such good fortune with my wholehearted toil.
I've made my decision.
I await your orders, Rogue Trader.
Master Hunter shoots a look of dislike at Solomon. Ooh. What does this do? Preparing the void ship requires. Oh, that's great. That's pretty strong because I do use a lot of scrap.
But more profit.
The fugitive must be punished. I do not trust this man to remain, but I cannot allow such talent to go to waste. Hand him over to the factotum. God. Ooh. God. What to do? I don't trust him. But I also don't want... God. Oh, the decisions that I make. I'm so captainy, but it's such a hard life. Okay. Profit factor or reduced amount of scrap. I don't trust him, but I can't let him die.
Give my best crew to the bureaucrat to use as an errand boy. I'd rather see him fail to the dog, honestly.
Gain 1 profit factor.
This case is closed. With your permission, I will return to my duties.
At ease, soldier. Wait a minute.
Yes, the personal cogitator.
I'm coming. I am here.
Thus, the secret machine is awake and ready to receive.
And gives it to you. The machine spirit has revealed the contents of the encrypted data, and whoops. Uh-oh. I'm noticing some network issues. Well, this shit. Stream might go down, who knows? Stream might go down, so I gotta keep an eye on that. Oh, strange. Okay.
The machine spirit has revealed the contents of the encrypted data, and I hereby pass it to you. This is where I reach the limit of my authorization, but you now have the option to review the decrypted data personally.
Okay. I don't see Theodore von Valancius' personal notes. Dude. Ooh. Rogue trader like a lackey. It is humiliating and dispiriting to put up with
part of an errand servant to an imperious madman vested with an even greater power than that of a rogue trader. Alas, when one side of the scales holds my pride and the other the fate of the Von Valancius Protectorate and my entire bloodline, this becomes a futile illusion. It will be far too naive for me not to prepare for the worst. Epitaph will decide the future of the Expanse as a whole, but I will have some time at my disposal until then. Heirs with the Von Valancius blood in them will soon be located and brought to me. I cannot afford to delay the choice of my successor any longer. Interesting. My data bank decryption procedure has been complete without complicate. The Secretary stopped short. The green light of his visor, fixed on the cogitated vid screens, flickered nervously. Strings of numerical code begin appearing with frightening speed. This time the numbers are interspersed with words you can understand, and those words form legible sentences. Import unpack.com. Nom Oestru. Epitaph brought her to the beginning. Blah, 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 blah. Epitaph begot the incident that which destroyed and changed everything. The incident became the starting point. What was the incident breathed life and marked the beginning of all. It marked the beginning of Nomos. It created Nomos. Tech Priest, now alarmed, is tapping the keys on the control panel. His binaric prayer gives way to distressing whispers. Unacceptable. Oh, don't tell me. Don't hang on. Don't tell me. Please don't tell me. Please don't tell me. Fuck. Well, that sucks. Well, that mega sucks. One second. That megally sucks. Less shit. Stream just restarted itself. So fuck me. The gap was too big, and then it's decided to separate. So who knows how much time I fucking lost there, but who knows? Right. Anyway, violation of the sacred protocols, possibly of tech heresy. On the side, shield us from this heresy. Ooh. A few moments later, the vid screens dark and flicker to life. Normal. What was that just now? Oh, imperfections of Vox transmission. Vox transmissions make the tech priest's voice sound even more worried. A catastrophic mistake. A heinous violation of purity and the hallowed code. The mechanism is touched by heresy. It is branded and tainted by it. Now the machine spirit produced a code as before, and yet, Lord Captain, heed my plea. All operations on the machine must be halted until the Overseer Engineer Prime has inspected it. I saw a word among the lines of code. Nomos, what does it mean? That is a mystery to me. If the mechanism truly is tainted, then could it be? The Secretary's mechadendrite jitters anxiously over the control panel. If heresy truly has taken hold of this machine spirit and scorn the omniscience every tenant, then the spirit's madness could be such that it has chosen a name for itself, but that is nothing more than a hypothesis. Your incompetence is appalling. The rogue trader's cogitators rebelling and new so-called assistance. No. You will report this to Pascal. The text priest bows guiltily, and his mechanical voice becomes hollow and dejected. My knowledge is insufficient to cleanse the code of this mechanism. I will inform the esteemed Engineer Prime of this disturbing development. Only he has the power to expel the heresy from this corrupted machine spirit. Oh. How strange.
It will appear soon enough. Ooh, let me check something just to see what's going on. It will have to do. Okay. Continuing on. Is there I need more efficiency. More from me? Oh. Yes. Sure. Complacency provision. Oh. Yeah. How much plus deal I got? Ooh, not much. Profit. Oh my god, 2 profit factor for more provisions. Ugh. No. I don't need more provisions. Some. Okay. To the map, I say. It's time to continue onward. Alright. Next. We have a
Lord Captain, urgent report. We have received an astropathic message from Regent Aranto Ocelio. The navigators are concerned about the fate of Cassia, who disappeared from Iraq. 5. The Regent is requesting an update on her current status, and he has also inquired about the possibility of personal meeting to negotiate and to arrange the return of the navigator to her house.
What?
The psycho-emotional coding of the received message betrays acute concern, but it also contains something that the astropaths have failed to put into words. If you excuse my forthrightness, I feel it is necessary to tell House Ocelio the truth. Otherwise, a conflict with the Navis Nobilite is possible, which, given to the current state of the Coronis expanse, will only play into the hands of the enemies of the Imperium. How did House Ocelio even learn that I have Cassia? I wish I knew, Lord Captain. It is troubling indeed. Perhaps we have a spy on board, or Regent Aranto is bluffing. In either case, I believe we should respond. Navigators are extremely powerful and useful allies to us. Ooh. Tell does not know any. Ooh. The Order of Astropaths descend the Folic. Ooh. Ooh. Tell the House Ocelio that Cassia is safe, and the rogue trader would be honored to meet in person. I'll see to it, Lord Captain. The astropaths will transmit your consent, representatives of House Ocelio, and will be waiting for you on the capital world of Dargonus. Receiving members of the Navis Nobilite is always a delicate matter. Please make sure to discuss the details of this meeting with the Chancellor upon your arrival. Okay. Any? Oh, bloody oath. A space combat waits in this system. What? Oh, okay. Let's visit the planet and get grooving. Yeah, there it is. Colonize, find the seal on Janus. Okay. While we're here, may as well do this. Yeah. Okay, hang on. Cassia, then Juliet. Everybody else is not exactly helpful for me.
I probably should have brought Jay. Oh well.
Rise to the top, or get left in the dust.
Okay. I know I've spoken to you. I require a seal to the Mercatum Tabula officially.
Oh, of course, it would be an honor to the historic trader. Wait a few minutes. Wait but a few minutes, your lordship. Then your humble servant will have your seal ready. Here you are. And may the Emperor bless your path.
How are things on Janus?
Ooh, without the enemies of humanity on our land? Wonderfully. Your lordship, the people of Janus indebted to you of ridding the world of heresy. For the Emperor as my witness, Janus will continue to serve. Ooh, I say the Von Valancius is to the same, but it's precisely the same way as before.
I appreciate the local speak.
Oh yes, the flora of Janus can take your breath away, while the fauna can inadvertently kill you. Janus is always on to have you, your lordship.
Well, that was easy. Now that we've got that, time to immediately bugger off. Right, back to the expanse. All right, where do we need to go? Nope.
Lord Captain, humbly request that an audience with you. Dr. Anther is interfering with crew and is demanding to see all the archival records of fugitive criminals we have ever received. Why does this? He's an arbitrator. Why not just grant him access? Access to the ships can only be authorized by the dynasty's heir.
I will meet with both of you immediately. God, fuck me. God damn it. Seems like he's causing trouble with all the authorities on my ship.
Your lordship, Brother Anther is interfering in the work of the crew. He is intimidating and threatening them, demanding access to all ships' sealed archives. And as for his dog, Ignis pauses, shifting her gaze to the cybermastiff and tucking her hand behind her back. I humbly request that you take action.
What's wrong with your hand?
Allow me to explain. The Voxmaster tried to pet Leito, which activated his self-defense.
Well, that's kind of on you.
As a result, I have to step away from my duties to have my implants replaced. Esteemed Proctor, I have already apologized. In any case, what happened was an expected outcome of authorized contact with the living weapon of the Adeptus RPTs.
Victus, why did you try to peck Leito?
I didn't.
This is the first time we've ever seen the Voxmaster so agitated.
I did not try to pet him. It was not customary to keep such cyber beasts on a void ship, Lord Captain. This is my first encounter with such a creature. Leito, it was following me all over the bridge. And you decided to interfere with his work protocol.
Victus cast on a cold glass before continuing.
I had studied the archives and found mention of a ritual to establish contact that involves offering physical interaction with the beast. Are you literally talking about bribery? A pointless act. Cybermasters cannot be bribed, and neither can arbitrators.
Victus, reprimand yourself with a note on your personal file. Leito is combat operative, not somebody. Oh my. You know, that's on you. That's... Yes, Lord Captain. Why are you sabotaging the crew of the work?
I am compelled to intervene as Galato had intercepted a suspicious signal. The encrypted message contained the words heresy and fugitive. I managed to trace the signal back to the Voxmaster's workstation. I need to dispatch Galato on a reconnaissance mission to obtain new evidence and ultimately to ensure your safety.
In other words, you sent the beast to follow me.
I questioned the crew in the Voxmaster's absence and established that the bulletins sent by the Imperial Navy were being completely ignored. I suspected that Senior Officer Tulliman is abusing your trust.
What do you have to say to that, Victus? Victus presses her hands together.
Reports of fugitive criminals, which number in the hundreds, are low priority.
What's more, I know that Lord Captain Theodora was most adamant of the matter. If you forgive me, her exact words were, We are not going Grok's damn bounty hunters. The Proctors would know that if he had brought his questions to me rather than interrogating astropaths and comm officers. As for the Vox transmissions, the frequency used by senior officers is encrypted. I informed the staff the situation regarding the voiceman who was early brought before you on the bridge before trial. Need I remind you, Lord Captain, that Proctor Ampar has no authority to access transmissions conducted by the senior officers at the Rogue Trader's flagship, not to mention that the signal was unlawfully intercepted. Were you aware that there was a runaway heretic hiding among the Crucius crew?
No, Lord Captain.
He was not on the list of wanted criminals in the Coronis Expanse. I assumed it is because of the relative insignificance of the heresies he was accused of in the Calaxian authorities. Perhaps Proctor Ampar had information to which the Imperial Navy does not have access to. What are you suggesting, Proctor?
Your flagship is untouchable for external inspections because of its high status, and criminals are taking advantage of that. So you need an internal audit. You need to pull up the archives of wanted bulletins and double-check the crew records. That is a way of identifying and limiting potential threats to you.
This is madness. Madness for the ship whose officers' corps alone compromises hundreds of people. The work hours that would be recorded for such an audit. I have listened to you both and I'm ready to make my decision. They look at me expectantly. No need for any order adjustment. Solomon, you will granted access to the Arcane Leave and order crews. Take this. You and Janus will double check the and do not involve. Solomon, this is not some filthy hive backwater. You will cease your self-righteous investigations at once. No. You know what? It's the RPDs. I don't fucking care.
As you command, Rogue Trader.
I don't care until it starts bothering me. Then I start having problems. Ay, Chihuahua. Please. Let me guess. A warp breach. Pretty sure the hand matters. We'll pass them. Fine. Fine. I'll go deal with this. And I mean, a nice little battle to probably end off the stream. And I have to stitch together the fucking stream. Fuck me. Alright, gang.
I always keep my options open. Your arrogance will be your downfall.
Also sniffing there. There's the... Okay, what's the order? Myself. Juliet. Where am I? There's Cassia. Myself. Yeah. Move you here. Move you here. Move you there. Oh, actually. But you can go there. Myself can go here. Pascal can go there. Abelard can just hang out here. Genta can go there, and Cassia can kind of go there. Let's stop. Okay. And this is why I need that sniper rifle. Go, Pascal! Blow him up. Blow him up, kill him. Alright. So. Oh, they're coming from behind as well.
Help me, Lord Captain! Such is the will of chaos.
Oh, it's like. Yeah, the fact that the people there's oh my god, there's another plague bearer coming from over here.
Swift and silent.
Okay. Let's do this, claim the bounty.
I am not your Zoom pet monkey. If it serves your cause.
Go. And then that's fine.
You will pay.
Chaos guides me. Death to the weak.
Okay.
I have read tomes of military tactics.
Oh. Okay.
If only that were possible.
Okay. Fine.
I may. The painted reckoning will be swift. Me? If you insist, Lord Captain.
Okay, let's
This tedium is beneath. Fortune favors the swift. I am not your Zeus pet monkey.
okay. Good.
I am a navigator, not a servitor.
Good.
You
Nah.
will pay an even greater
rough.
price. God Emperor, move through me. Be the fire in my heart. As the Emperor commands you,
Okay, good.
doubt is for the weak.
Free shot.
I'll do it. Eradicated.
Good. Alright. The tactical imperative dictates this. And just there we go. I'll just there. And then
The ruinous powers.
My place is at the fore. Pain and duty go hand in hand.
okay.
It will be done.
Good.
on, Valencius! I will do my duty.
Okay.
At
Let's.
your beck and call.
Whoops. I did not mean to. I did not mean to press that.
An unworthy soul.
Okay, and then
I'll see to it. Another enemy down.
just take him there.
You will pay an even greater price. I understand your intent.
Okay. Good. Okay.
You should feel honored to
Go.
witness this.
I move as if unseen.
Okay. There.
I will not. If I must. I approach the designated position.
Okay. Go.
I am not your Zeke. Deal death with my hands.
Okay. Yes. Okay. Done.
Just designate a target. Deliver us!
Okay.
Isn't this a job for the serfs?
Okay.
Me?
Let's go.
Lord Captain?
Take that shot.
You just frightened me!
Okay, good.
Brace yourself, Abelard!
Yes, yes.
I'll brush this off.
Ooh. Ah, God. Boom, 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 boom. Let's see. Back to the Coronis Expanse. Let's just make our way down. What can I abandon? Abandon. Let's just do all of them. Fortification protocol. Ships augurs have detected an exploratory base set up in the middle of the jungle, and forces sent to scout the area have returned, and they are reporting that the camp is completely deserted, and the only tech priest they encountered was found dead on the edge of the jungle, at the edge of a strange abyss that they have split of South planet's surface. Judging by the notes left behind at the camp, he had pushed all his companions into the abyss, one after the other, and they remained forever motionless at the brink waiting for the tidings. As soon as the tech priest fell into deathly trance, his surface skulls guarded him until the end, but could not save their master from dehydration. So that explains that. I know it's the bottomless. So this kind of explains this area. Damn. Let's just see. Nope. Nope. All of this is pretty much done.
Is there money to be made?
We're pretty much done there. And judging on the time and how much everything is right now, I think it's a good place. I think it's a good place to save. And then we end stream. Yeah. I expected more stuff to be done on Dargonus. I didn't expect having to do stuff that involves me flying away. Oh, nice. But as we end our stream, we must raid, and I'm thinking we raid Old Reliable. Old Reliable deserves a raid. So thank you for coming. I hope we all enjoy stream, and in case I don't see you, good morning, good evening, and good night, and bye.